somebody just brought me this PS4 Slim. They just bought it, obviously secondhand. They just wanted me to make sure that it doesn't have any problems and to change the thermal paste and clean it on the inside and all that. And have the remote here. Also to look at the remote, because the remote is not turning on for nothing. He says he put it to charge and it doesn't want to turn on, and that it doesn't take a charge either. So I'm gonna look into that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press the power button and see if it turns on. Okay, here's the disk drive. That's good. Hey, PlayStation logo. Well, it turns out that this was actually factory reset. I'm just probably gonna put my account on here for now, make sure everything works, and make sure it reads disk. Thank goodness I have like a bunch of disks. Open it up and clean it. As far as the PlayStation goes, at least that's good. So after plugging in the controller, you can see the light is not turning on. There's supposed to be like a little yellowish, amberish light that turns on when it's charging. It's not. I know this is a good cable. I use this to charge my headphones and stuff. It works perfectly fine. Also, this controller feels so off, and I am looking at it, and it looks like it has been taken apart before. The screws aren't put in all the way. Some are really rusty, and they are just not put in all the way. That one's missing. So that's great. I have high hopes for everything being fine up in there. See if I can get the PS5 controller to work. I still have a PS5 controller. Turns out this will not connect to the PS4, but I can use a PS4 controller on the PS3. I don't get that, man. So I can't set this up for testing unless I get that dumb controller to work. So I'm just gonna look at the PS4 controller first and then see if I can fix it. Maybe it's just that they didn't plug in a damn cable or something. And if it don't work, then I have to tell the customer that they have to buy a new one, or tell the seller like to give him some money back or something because the controller doesn't work. So that sucks. Here you can see I took apart the controller, and this is the little ribbon cable that connects the charge port and the LED light. The little board right there connects it to the main board on the controller, and it is completely destroyed on the other side. That they tried to plug in to the main motherboard, and this person probably didn't have the experience, or I don't know, but it looks like they just shoved it in there and called it a day, because all the little pins are completely destroyed, and that is why it was not charging or syncing, nothing. And I can't believe they didn't say that they destroyed that part of the controller, but whatever. PS4 works. It looks like it works fine. I downloaded some Fortnite. Here's the controller. As you saw in the last clip, one of the ribbon cables that takes the signal from the charge port and the little LED light to the motherboard was completely screwed. And I remember that I had an old PS4 controller, and it turned out to be not exactly the same model, but it had the exact ribbon cable that I needed, the correct one. So I installed it, which the ribbon cable on that is falling apart too. And the controller works. It turns on, it charges. The only thing is that the top right bumper does not work. Also, the right trigger doesn't work, and the triangle doesn't work to ready up. If you want to ready up just by pressing triangle, that don't work. Everything else works fine. Oh, shit, hold on. Like if I want to, I have to cycle through everything here. Also, I forgot how like slow this is. But like the D-pad works. No one's clicking on the D-pad. This joystick works. And then, Jesus. Here, if I just like move the character, the right joystick works too. And it looks like there's, at least right now, there's no drift. I told him to find a repair kit for this, that they weren't that expensive, and yeah, he found a full repair kit for like under like $10 or something like that, as motorcycles go by the house, for like under $10 with shipping, like full replacement for the like little membrane down there, like for everything, even the little analog sticks up here. So when that gets in, I'll get back to the controller. And also the PS4 is kind of loud. So don't know how good the thermal paste is on that, so get that replaced and see how quiet it gets. I took off the top cover, and yeah, it has a lot of dust buildup in there. So it's gonna need a nice cleaning around the fan too. You can kind of see the dust buildup there, but I mean, I've seen worse. Like, I've seen a lot worse. This is really not that bad, so hopefully it won't take me that long to clean it up. As I flip the console around to take this warranty seal off, I noticed this. It says right there, factory recertified. So this at one point was probably a trade-in directly to Sony at some point in its life, and maybe it was cleaned out and stuff, because the dust really isn't that bad as far as I can see. So that's good to know that at least the last person that was in here was, I would like to hope, a certified tech from Sony, and that's not a fake sticker or something. It's a cool sticker. Ooh, shiny. I like that. Huh. I feel more confident about taking this apart now. Took the back panel off, and I mean, you have a dust bunny, but it doesn't look too bad. I'm actually surprised. And this is like the first model of PS4 Slim, because it's a 500 gig hard drive. 500 gig, man. 500 gigs was still like plenty, but everything looks good in here. Very surprised. And here you can see the state in which the thermal paste is. It's supposed to be kind of soft, and it is just like dry, hard. Also, there are the old thermal pads that are gonna get replaced. I have thermal pads to replace those with, so the whole system runs nice and cool how it's supposed to. Those little thermal pads on there too are gonna get replaced, just to make sure the system runs really cool. And here is a better view of the fan. It is just a little bit dusty, not too bad, easy to clean out. So, and here is the heatsink. It has some dust buildup, but really not really bad. Just take a brush to it and it'll turn out fine, nice and clean, so the console can, breathe. So that's not a big deal. But I kind of got a bit carried away with this, reassembling it. It's almost fully back together. Just need to put the panels on. Just give them a quick clean. Also here are the old thermal pads. I replaced them with this. It's 1 millimeter thick. It's supposed to be the same thickness. So also have 1 screw left. Doesn't matter. There's a whole bunch of screws. I do not know where that goes. I'm pretty sure it's not important. It has like 100 screws in there, so jeez. Yeah, this thing is gonna run nice and cool, especially with the new thermal paste. Okay, so I have the PS4 plugged in now. Time to power it on. Hey, look at that. Hey, yeah, baby. Let's go. There we go. Everything works. Look at that. PlayStation Network is down apparently. But everything else works. I have to test it in Fortnite. See if it'll let me log into Fortnite or something. Everything is so far so good. And just listen how quiet this is now. Like I plugged in the fan. You can barely even feel it right now. Like the heat is coming out to here, but you can barely hear it. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. So it came with Mafia in there, Mafia 3. It was a bit dodgy, so I mean, it takes it in, and it looks like it is reading it. So, let's see. Yep, there we go. It reads it. So that's all good. But now I need to test this more, but it should be all good. So here it has been a few days. The little repair kit came in, so I'm gonna get to work on changing all that stuff out, make sure the controller's nice and working. And here it's all taken apart. As you can see, there's the faceplate, there's the back plate, just all the buttons, the little battery carrier, the stick covers, everything. And that little like blue circuit board membrane thing is what I have to take off and replace with the new one that is in this little repair kit. You can see it right there. So I have to put that in place of the blue one, and I took it off. It was a bit hard to take off, but I got it, and there's a new one. I don't know why the color difference, but man, it doesn't matter as long as it works, you know. Color really doesn't matter. And it does look the same. Everything looks the same, the button layout and everything, because they do change depending on the model, but looks like it is correct, as you can see. Also here, just cleaning out the controller. It's super dirty. As you can see, they took a little IPA and a paper towel to clean it. And here it is all put back together. There's all the parts, but everything inside the controller is brand new. As you can see, it lights up now. So I plugged in the new ribbon cable correctly, and then I'm just gonna apply that little sticker that was provided to me. I have Fortnite booted now, and these work now. So it was that little membrane that did not work, It works now. God, this thing is so slow on the PS4. And also, the bottom right trigger wouldn't work. Hey, it now works too. Boom. Also, triangle wouldn't work. Triangle works now. So, I'm just gonna test this a bit more. Also, they gave me a sticker, so I put it to Dragon Ball Z sticker. It came with the kit, the little repair kit for this. So, that's great. Not bad for like, what was it, like less than 10 bucks for a repair kit for this, with the ribbon cable, the membranes under here. Although the D-pad doesn't feel the same as the original. Or not original, but doesn't, you know. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it doesn't feel the same, so. But at least it works, everything works. So I will just do a bit more testing and I'll give this back to the customer.